This is my review on Batman and Robin and Batman Returns. Um, would be wrong. I'm not. By the way, this is going to be a hypothetical question. I'm just looking. I'm not talking to you if I all that. I'm just going. If I touch you, I'll make it clear and
Okay.
obviously very directly, as specifically as possible. I'm talking to you. Okay, Dad.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So, this is how I explained to my dad. I wasn't talking to him. Okay, and I'm gonna be don't plan on doing that at all as a video. So, anyway, as I was going to say, is there going to be wrong or causing controversy among people if I say I like both of these Batman movies and I think they're both equally as great and as well written as so equally as stupid and campy and fun, just dumb, goofy fun? Batman Returns and Batman Robin. Yeah, I can just imagine people getting wound up, getting pissed off, saying, "Oh, like how dare you compare George Clooney's Batman to Michael Keaton's Batman?" I mean, it's easy to like George Clooney's Batman than it is Michael Keaton's Batman because, honestly, he's a better character than Michael Keaton, and more competent even at being Batman. It's just. Sorry, but George Clooney is not as half a bad Batman as other people think they are. If they're still praising and kissing Michael Keaton's ass and Tim Burton's ass at the same time, because that's this. Yes, I don't really have any. I don't really put Batman in a high quality category of for filmmaking or for storytelling at all, like I do for him in the comics or in the cartoons of certain incarnations. Like, liking at this stage, we haven't seen at this stage in life, we haven't seen a Batman good, really complex story with Batman that doesn't have major gaps in it. We have Batman v Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League, but those have major gaps, and it's like the gap we're wondering when did exactly the Spider-Man went on a killing spree, and it's like hinted at, but it's never really we never get any flashbacks or anything. So that Batman is still not a good great Batman movie. So the best Batman we got is oddly the '60s era for Batman filmmaking that was released to the big screen, the one that nobody really saw when it first came out from 1966, titled Batman the Movie. Because that movie told a best coherent story where Batman is the front and center of the attention, and also he has a character arc and doesn't really have any major plot gaps in terms of Batman's character. I mean, yeah, the ending is kind of low. I will say the ending is low. I know how he decides he doesn't see anything morally wrong in keeping people in the wrong bodies as a bad thing. Morally wrong about that. I mean, but other than that, it's pretty solid of a movie compared to all the other Batman movies that came after it, including all of them. In Zack Snyder's Justice League in the crossover Batman with Superman, titled Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And yeah, even Joss Whedon's Justice League in 2017. And also all the Batman movies that had Batman in live action before this. That goes all the way from Michael Keaton's era, from 1989 to 2021's Zack Snyder's Justice League, and all of the ones that Batman made appearance in the ones between. Hey, as much as I like the Suicide Squad movie, it's still his appearance makes as much sense as his appearance in the other Batman films when you really think about it, because he's not really giving us that much to do except for fan service, and that's kind of how I feel about these Batman and Robin, the Batman and Robin movie, and also Batman Returns, and every Batman movie. I mean, I feel like fans of this. I know I haven't talked about the story yet. Okay, I'll just talk about the story for both one. Batman falls in love with this cat person who thinks she's an actual cat after she falls several stories from getting pushed out of a building by this guy that's trying to commit crimes and wants to expose it, and then just like kills his senses instantly, and then she comes back from the dead by cats nibbling on her fingers. And meanwhile, the Penguin is planning on running for mayor while trying to frame Batman as a worse person than he is. Things go south for the Penguin's plan after team up with Catwoman, after he dumps Catwoman's ass by her basically teasing that she'll have sex with him and sending him all the signals, and then he just dumps her whore ass. And kitty litter she lands in. Yep, kitty litter. There's a lot more subtle cat puns, but there's still a lot more cat puns than what the 60s era gave for the Catwoman. And also a lot more cat puns than ice puns compared to what Schumacher did with Mr. Freeze and Batman and Robin. I kid you not, this movie's full of cat in jokes. Puns. And tenderly. The subtle, but more subtle than what Schumacher did with Mr. Freeze was the ice puns, but oh boy, they don't go over your head. Unless you're someone that has a low IQ, probably. Or someone that's oblivious to the obvious. In other words, what I'm trying to say. In other words, if you're a Batman fan who's so shoved up their own ass, wanting to kiss Keaton's ass and Burton's ass, either just when they do something super pretend that's smart and clever, then you're that kind of people that won't notice it. For Batman Returns, these problems with the cat puns. And while Batman's killing more people on the way, he falls in love with the tramp, Catwoman. The true love of his life. That's dealing with a split personality disorder and slight amnesia. Because she says so. And first you think she's just trying to fake everyone else, but the thing is, she does have amnesia because she has split personality disorder, I guess, because she believes she's a actual cat. This movie has more cat puns than Halle Berry's Catwoman movie, and uses the cat puns as an actual story beat device. More than the Catwoman movie was Halle Berry from 2005. Burton, you're the reason why Catwoman it was so bad. Because they are obviously taking inspiration from you. Except, well, you did it in the terrible way, but when the Catwoman did it, it did it in a terrible way. But when they brought up the word cat prophecy, that was pushing the envelope a little, and that made me scared, honestly, when they brought up cat prophecy in the Catwoman movie. And now I'm talking about the Catwoman movie, when I should be talking about Batman fucking Returns, because there's so many similarities between these movies. And Batman and Robin also. And for comparing it with Batman Returns. So yeah. Batman blows up an army of family penguins. The Penguin's army that Penguin strapped bombs it to in front of the Penguin, so that he's bleeding to death because he basically is playing backfire because Batman outsmarted him and outwhipped him. And this is after the town turned against the Penguin because they realized he's really working for this gang. And they realize because he says the line, "I run this town like a hawk from hell." And that's how they know the Gotham City somehow knows that he's evil. Just because I guess that was some sort of confession that he's doing something illegal. I mean, it makes it, which I don't understand. I don't understand. And the Batman rewinds the tape while rapping, playing the tape backwards, the disc backwards of the recording, while doing a DJ reference by becoming an instant DJ. And I kid you not, Batman does that. He becomes DJ Batman. Oh crap. This is going to be the end for me, I think. That's a lot stupider than anything Clooney has done with the bad credit card and the fucking bat nipples, I'm just going to say. In fact, everything stupid about this Batman movie versus Clooney's Batman movie was bad credit cards and bad nipples and bad bombs and bad blah blah blah. And it's having bad in pretty much every sentence of his device. So, it's just... I noticed that this movie is more easy to somehow poke fun of, and also has weirder dialogue than Batman and Robin has, where the Batman says something like badass, I guess, is opposed to him, but it just comes out stupid and silly, and very campy and cheesy in the wrong ways. And you kind of laugh at what he's saying. Okay, this is probably when he's like facing Catwoman. And Catwoman says, "I thought we had something," and headbutts grabs Catwoman, but before he headbutts, she says, "We do have something," and headbutts her, and tells her to E4, and then says, and after she gets slammed on the floor by Batman, he delivers the line, "High fiber." So seriously. I kid you not. Those dialogues are actually spoken in this Batman Returns movie from 1992. Oh boy. And this is probably the Penguin. This like still like this joke, this cute little joke with the Penguin. That's that's basically hinting at that Penguin is a pedophile, because he's trying to get the button on this minor's on this obviously young teenager's breast. And he says, and the girl says, like, "You're such a nice old role model," she says, and "you're may I say, the most hottest young person a role model could have. Let me just get you have a pin." And she just she willingly accepts it and trying to place the pin on her breast. Pedophile, it's funny. Keep it away from your children, and Michael Keaton too away from your children, because somehow these think that's funny. Pedophilia is funny. Oh, that made me last so much of anger. I actually started coughing because the anger was the laughter was so sarcastically well done. I just did. So yeah, and for some reason, I would never explain why Penguin is dripping black ooze from his mouth constantly. We don't know what that is. We don't know if that's the cavities from his bad pointy teeth, or is that from a side effect of smoking, or that's his saliva. All the above signs from everything I just suggested. We don't know. I mean, it's just part of the design. I mean, I guess Burns thought it was cool. And, yeah, so, And Batman blows up the Penguin. Assuming that he gets up after Selina Kaido, also known as Catwoman, commits suicide after killing I forget what the actor's name is. She got revenge on the person that killed her, and after she came back from the dead, and got the person and stuck faces with the guy while electrocuting herself was the guy. It's very confusing, why. But this is after she wasted basically her. She says she's wasted almost her 9 lives because she thinks she's a cat. And she's doing this while singing some sort of nursery rhyme that she made up, obviously, in her head. It's so weird. Anyway, so she's dead, it seems, because Batman can't find her body. And Penguin, has one little trick on his feet and grabs the wrong umbrella to kill Batman and then runs out of blood as he's coughing up his blood. That's strangely the same color as his saliva. Black goo is the color of his blood. And so the rest of his family members memorialize him by bringing him into the water, and the sweet, sweet, sad operatic music is playing while this is happening. After he grieved over the loss of the parents that abandoned him, after he's shown to eat a cat. So the parents, his mom and dad, his biological mother, basically left him in the sewers because it probably has something to do with he did have him locked in a crate, but he seemed like he had to do a terrible run and showed a sign towards eating cats, and that seemed to be enough reason to freak them out. So we're not really sure exactly what led to them actually him getting locked in some sort of scary crate, but it was kind of disgusting how he ate it alive, how he ate his own pet, his own family pet of the cat. And anyway, so he gets dumped in the sewers, in the Gotham sewers, and where he runs and meets a new family, the Penguins, and dons the name the Penguin. And then he dies in the sewers with the Penguins ordering him after he killed most of his family by sending bombs to their back with their own free will and putting them on a suicide mission and trying to in a plan to destroy Gotham and also steal all of the first newborn children of Gotham from their parents because he's pissed what the parents did to him. It's okay, that's a lot to take in, the plot, that grand scheme, because even one of the people actually Wolfram gets killed off because they asked the question to the Penguin, Mr. Penguin, taking newborns, isn't that a little much? And he kills the guy and says, no, it's a lot. So basically, the Penguin knows he's taking things a lot very far. Okay. So yeah, Penguin's now dead after the rest of the Penguins memorialized him and brought him to basically honor him by having him swim with the rest of his kind. his corpse. Is this while the sweet sad opera music is playing, and then it cuts to Gotham City, and Batman saved the day, even though it's mostly Catwoman that did. Even though it's kind of Batman and Catwoman, I guess they both saved the day, right? And before Catwoman killed herself and took her revenge, Batman tried to convince that they're both the same and that we should come to live together with others because they were the same and split down to the center. And much like Grown Ups 2 and the Grown Ups 1 and the first Michael Keaton Batman movie, it doesn't really do a character arc until the last fucking 15 minutes left of the film, or at some point at how much is left of the film for Batman and Batman Returns, the direct sequel to Michael Keaton's Batman, the same thing that Michael Keaton's Batman did before for his first installment. That Grown Ups 1 and 2 had. As in, don't do anything don't do anything with your main character that should be the main character of the movie, that give him any rhyme or reason to show any sign of growth until the very last minute when every scene's gone to hell. And then she kills herself along with taking her revenge against the other guy, and the movie just ends where we see Selina Kyle still alive in the Catwoman costume when after Bruce Wayne picks up a cat and grieving over the loss of his true love. And you see the bat signal shine, and Catwoman is looking at the bat signal, and the movie ends. It's like this ends, so happy ending, I think. Of course, then I think the same thing about the first one with Michael Keaton, because the thing you stop and realize, well, okay. So the Michael Keaton one, basically, in the third act of the film, at the very, very end, only like 15 minutes or 20 minutes left of the film, was how long somewhere at the end. And at first, Michael Keaton Batman, he didn't have any character growth or signs of change until the very end, because he wants to kill Jack Napier the Joker, also known as the Joker, because he killed his parents. Even though he was going to kill him anyway. Before he knew that he killed his parents. So, but now he's going to take it. Now must have some sort of diabolical plan to take his time slowly and painfully with the Joker to kill him, right? No! Actually, not at all. He just had left him drop several feet after attaching him with a bat rope to a gargoyle. And let him fall to his doom. That's stupid. Kind of like Keaton's run in general stupid. But man, do I love Keaton's Batman movies for the first two ones with Michael Keaton. Definitely giving them 10 out of 10, both of them, because they're just the right kind of stupid. Batman v Robin is basically, a sort of a Mr. Freeze and Robin arc. Well, Mr. Freeze and Robin get an arc. Batman doesn't really actually, except grieving over Alfred, he knows he's going to die. Alfred wants to, is ready to die. Well, Batman's not ready to Alpha Code. So he gets help from Mr. Freeze after finding memories with Alfred, looking back on his happy memories of his childhood, what little he had with, of what little he had. And Robin wants to be accepted as an equal partner as Batman and Robin. And both come full circles and get resolved, and that's the end of that movie. Yeah. And oh yeah, this Bang guy doesn't talk, and now his is basically Poison Ivy's slave, and she's basically to fill in the role of Catwoman because she's basically thrusts with every man she comes across. Girl power, feminism, kind is powerful, huh? As long as you're just flirting with whoever pants you can get into. Oh. While dressing up as a girl costume and giving the audience a lap dance. Basically, while dancing sexually while unzipping your literal costume. Yes, that happens in the Batman and Robin, while women are being auctioned off to the highest bidder. And Batman and Robin are one of those auctions that auction against each other for Poison Ivy. Women. Powerful women. Independent women. just like Catwoman from Batman Returns. So yeah, I give this a 10 out of 10. And something was, and Mr. Free wants to sings. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Free wants to save his wife, and then ends up helping Batman save Alfred because he will return the favor Batman says to help him find a cure to save his wife while she's on ice. So yeah, then he takes revenge because Poison Ivy is a skank.